Hey guys, Alucard here, and today I'm gonna show you how to use the Godsile properly. There's a lot of different things that go into it, and I will cover as much as I can in this video, or at least try to. First things first, my options. The only three important ones are camera speed, bowgun controls, and reticle speed. I would strongly suggest to put bowgun controls to type 2 for the simple reason that it's better than type 1, and I will show you in a little clip why. Okay, so what do I mean by better? Of course it comes down to preference in the end, but let me just show you. So you see these flowers on my left? I'm using currently type 1. So if I wanted to shoot these flowers, I had to aim forward, then slowly go towards them, and then shoot them. With type 2, I can just aim there, because the camera follows the reticle. You see what I mean? If you master this, you can shoot the head, the legs, whatever you are. And it also works during reload. So if you reload, you can quickly turn and aim. With type 2 on the other, or type 1 on the other hand, if you reload, you will still need this time to turn. So with options out of the way, let's move on to Hunter Arts and my set. The two skills that are mandatory for using Godsile are Load Up and Recoil 2. Other skills like Status +2, Reload Speed, Earplugs, Composed, Flying Pop Soul, whatever you can think of, aren't really mandatory, but they make some runs easier. As for Hunter Arts, the main ones I use are Absolute Evasion, Absolute Readiness, and Full House 2. And I use Full House 2 compared to 3 because, first off, we don't need rapid fire ammo in Godsile. The only rapid fire ammo it has is normal level 1, crack level 1 and flaming level 2. And we are not interested in any of those. The other one is, and it's probably the bigger one, even though the build-up required for both of them is small, what Capcom doesn't tell you is that small isn't actually the same. Full House 2 requires less to build up than Full House 3, and I will show you that in a quick comparison. There's another interesting feature about Full House the game doesn't tell you. If you reload a first shot without ever having used Full House, swap to another ammo type, reload, the first one will be gone. But if you use Full House, just waste these shots, reload, switch to another ammo type, the paralysis will still be there. And this makes for some very nice reload combos. For example, you can reload, switch to paralysis, use absolute readiness, and now you have both loaded. This is especially useful if you combine sleep with paralysis. So you reload paralysis, switch to sleep, reload cancel with absolute readiness, sleep the monster, then swap to paralysis and shoot it while it falls asleep. For me it usually looks something like this. I have paralysis on the very bottom for the reason that if I scroll down, the first ammo that comes after the internal shots will be paralysis. One below that will be sleep, one below that crack, and so on. Another good tip is to always bring the exact amount of combines you will need for the hunt, so you don't over or under combine. If you come over here and look at my item sets, I have for each and every monster that I statused so far a distinct set, and all of them feature the exact amount of combines needed for that specific hunt. And speaking of combines, another good idea is to make a custom combine list so you don't need to search for ammo for years. To do that, you press Y on the item you want and then just place it wherever you desire. Mine looks like this, but you can make your own. This is a move where you skip the reload animation, like seen here, by running over a ledge, cancelling it with an area, or any other thing you can think of. Like the bubble I showed you earlier with the Mizutsune, or a kick from a fellow player. Everything works. To perform this, you have to find a ledge. And once you reload your weapon, you will see that the hunter, before he unsheathes, he does like 2 steps forward. This distance is the key distance. You have to walk with this over the edge. So if done correctly, you come over here, unsheath, and then you can even shoot me there, because the bullets will load into your weapon. And as stated before, you can even perform this while running into another area. If you press RX and A here, the steps will take you to the other area, and you have your bullets loaded. So for any of you guys wondering how I know how many shots a monster needs, it's really simple. Just go to the website Kiranico, or Kiranico, however you call it, then type in the desired monster. I just go to Yankutku. Then scroll down here to the abnormal status, and here you will see all the details you need to know. So let's just go with poison. The initial status is 100. Each status 2 bullet deals 50 damage without status 1 or status 2. That means it will take 2 bullets to poison him. For sleep it will need 3, and for paralysis it will need 2. The increase is the amount of how much it gets increased for the second application of the set status. So for poison, the second one would need 4 shots. And it goes up to a maximum of 400. So the first one will need 2 shots, then 4, the next one will need 6, and the last one will need 8, and it doesn't go higher than 8 shots. Here you see the time, and for each consecutive status application, it goes down by this amount. A noteworthy thing is also, even if your armor already has the skill status +2, the food skill specialist will still stack with it. On some of my runs I was using status +2 only, and only with the addition of specialist it was able to save 1 bullet. So with the knowledge out of the way, I will show you all my runs I did with the team so far, from my perspective. Since Keki was so kind and sent me his old capture card, I'm now able to record future runs from my perspective as well, and I hope you guys will enjoy. And thanks a lot Keki again, really appreciate it. So I will leave you guys with some nice music and some runs, and I hope you catch you in the next one. See ya!
You call it a hobby, I call it a way of life. No way that you can stop me. You know that I've been training, right? The more you try to block me, the more that I control the fight. And now you on the ropes, now you on the ropes. What you gon' do? Quitting's not an option. That voice in your head that keeps telling you you got this, lied to you, and now everybody's watching. You should've worked a